So we're going to go ahead and begin in our cross-legged seated position with your right leg crossed in front, okay, and you can of course tuck it under, and then we're going to switch to left leg. So we're just going to start with a good seated posture here. Roll the shoulders back a few times. Again, we're going to really concentrate on chest, neck, and shoulders. So if you want to hold your shoulders here and make sure that you're opening up in through the neck, throat, chest, and shoulder area, really spreading up here and not solely down in this area. Really getting up nice and high, get the throat open and breathing in and breathing out. So we're going to inhale deeply, exhale, suck that navel right into your spine. So get that nice and active first thing in the morning. Good, all right. And then we'll take that right shoulder up, get it all the way up to the ear, and draw the left shoulder down. Squeeze the shoulder and release that down and get the left shoulder up. Looks good. Squeeze it all the way up and press the right shoulder down. We'll do this a few times. So try one more time. Get that right shoulder all the way up and press your left shoulder down. Try not to lean your spine. So you want to lean over to the side. Straight and tall with the navel in. Just slide the shoulder blade up, one shoulder blade down, and then do the same with the other side. So you're sliding your scapula up on the left side and sliding the scapula down on that right side. And then bring it back down into the center, move both shoulder blades down the back, and then squeeze them both up. And do that one more time. Push both shoulder blades down the back and squeeze them both up. And you're gonna bring the shoulder blades down the back, keep them down the back, and you're gonna stretch back and round through the back. So your shoulder blades are gonna kind of dome and feel like they hug around toward the lats. And then when we come up, you're gonna squeeze the shoulder blades together and press the throat and the shoulders and the chest forward. And we try that again. So exhale, pull the navel in and separate those shoulder blades. And inhale and come up and forward. Now we come up and forward, we're gonna lean forward and just get that nice stretch forward. So reach the hands forward. We're coming into the middle lower part of your spine. So again, you guys, pull your navel in. If your hands won't reach the floor, use your yoga blocks. We do have the right leg. Those of you guys are coming in now. We have the right leg crossed in front of the left, and we're going to do it again with the left leg crossed in front. So we're trying to release the lower back. Pull your hips down and back. So elongate that lower back. So draw on that lower back nice and wide, elongate and stretch forward. And everybody get the forehead to the floor. And if you have a yoga block and you want to use it, you can put your forehead on the yoga block. And just get that nice press of the center of the forehead in something. If your head's dangling there, don't worry about it. If you have nothing, that's okay. Just keep feeling the reach downward, the heaviness, so that your upper spine will definitely get a stretch. So breathing in and breathing out. Beautiful. And so we rise up and we'll twist over to that right knee. Just bring your hand to the right knee. You're going to draw the navel in and lift up through the spine. So let's pull up the spine. Widen your sacrum so that lower back gets open. You draw the lower back down. You pull this left shoulder blade around into the stretch. You squeeze your right shoulder blade into the stretch. You spread open the chest. So both fronts of the shoulders are open still. And then you turn the chin and get right into that stretch of the chest as well. And turn the chin and the forehead a little bit more. As you breathe in, lift tall through the crown of the head. Use that back hand to help you lift up. And as you breathe out, squeeze your tummy and your waist and get into that spinal squeeze a little bit more. And one more time, lift up nice and tall. Remember, you guys, your pelvic floor is strong, so you're rooting down and you're twisting from there. And then release it back on the center, and we'll come right to the other side. So we'll have that right hand to left knee. Bring your left hand back. Press tall through your spine, you guys. So we really want to get lifted. Open your lower back. Stretch the right shoulder blade around and pull that left shoulder blade right into your back, okay? So keep that pelvic floor strong. Suck into the belly. Lift through the crown of your head. Turn your chin, everybody. Let your eyes relax. Sometimes the eyebrows get really high up there when we're doing these, right? And exhale, squeeze the navel. One more time. Really working the twist of the upper back. A little bit more. And release it, center. All right, so we're gonna switch and we'll have the left leg in front of the right. So you just kind of switched out the legs, and now left is in front of right. And we're just gonna roll the shoulders back. Should feel pretty loose in the shoulders. Now we'll go a little bit quicker. So have right shoulder blade up, left shoulder blade down, left shoulder blade up, right shoulder blade down. Try that again. Right is up, left is down, left is up, right is down. Come back into the center, draw them both down, squeeze the shoulder blades both up, press them both down and keep them down. Hold on to your knees or your shins and stretch through your upper back. So you're gonna feel your shoulder blades separate and the head will come down. And as you come forward, feel the shoulder blades move together. So really see if you can do that again. Like separate your shoulder blades, scoop that belly in, and then pull forward and lift. Good. Now we keep that lift and we keep coming forward and we reach forward. Again, you want to feel your sitting bones really charge down. The pelvic bones are on the ground. The glutes are lifted. Navel is in. We reach the shoulders wide and we start to come down with length to our spine. Front of the spine is long. Sides of the spine are long. Back, of course, spine is long. And let your forehead come down. Everybody bow that head and let it drop. Okay, so you want to just keep getting rid of that thinking mind, getting into knowing body. And again, use the yoga block for your head so you can let it just rest there. And it feels really nice to let the neck relax. When the neck relaxes, oftentimes the shoulders and the jaw feel more at ease. And so we'll take 3 nice deep breaths here. Keep lengthening your spine. Squeezing the navel in. And one more time. And then when you're ready, we rise up and get ready for a twist. Okay, so we're going to twist to the left. And we'll hold on to that left knee. Your left hand is right behind you. You draw the navel in, right? So that pelvic floor is rooted and you twist from there. You don't want to lean to the side. You want to get up nice and tall and stretch that right shoulder blade around. Stretch that left shoulder blade back or squeeze it back. Spread the front of your chest and your throat. So don't close your throat up. Get it nice and open and lifted and turn your chin. Turn your forehead and breathe in, breathe out. And we come back into the center and we do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and hold on to that right knee and draw the navel in, lift up tall, pull that left shoulder blade around. Go ahead and try to loosen it up a little bit more. That shoulder blade can get kind of sticky, or that facet joint attaches the shoulder blade to the body, and we want to try to loosen that up. Squeeze that right shoulder blade back, turn your chin, lift your chest. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Release it in the center. We're going to continue to open up the chest by stretching the legs straight out and forward. And just take a few moments just to kind of roll the legs out a little bit. Just kind of flop the rotation here into the joint of the hips and bring your hands back. So you're going to lean back, you guys, just like you're going to fall backwards. And your fingertips are pointing forward. So get that fingertip forward. Spread the upper chest. You can stay here if you want to go further, which I think almost all of you guys like to do this, right? Not like to, but do it, right? Press your feet down. Inside of the knees are strong, and you lift up into tabletop position. So we come up nice and high, and we are trying to rainbow the chest up and over, right? So spread the chest. Use your upper back to help to boost the chest open, right across the throat and the upper chest. Belly is in. And 1, beautiful. And we release it down, very nice. Take that right leg in and that left leg out to the side. We come forward again. Again, this is deep opening this morning, chest, shoulders, neck, but also good spinal mobility. And we're gonna get front body as well. So come as far as you can. If your bottom starts to come up off the mat, just recognize it and try to sink the hips back and stretch your lower back and your spine forward, and then let that head come down. So you want to draw strength into the lower belly and let the forehead drop. Go ahead and just bow down. And keep looking inwards and downwards, getting 2 hands heavy, spreading the shoulders. Beautiful. table, and then we'll rise up and we'll come over to the side. So your right hand's gonna go down, and we're just gonna take this left arm and sweep it up and come onto the shin and open up your front body. So you're gonna open up the front of the hips. You're drawing that tailbone down. You're sucking the navel in and stretching up through the chest, the throat, and maybe taking this top arm up and go way back. So again, you want the armpit part of your chest to stretch. Stretch your bicep all the way back. Head goes back. Breathe in, breathe out. And releasing it back down and sweep back down. Great job. And we'll come back again into that tabletop position to stretch the chest again. Open up, should start to feel much looser now. Pull the shoulder blades down the back. Open your chest, shoulders, and throat. Stretch down through the thumb side of the hands. Draw the navel in, and now squeeze the butt. So we're gonna get that activation in the butt. And lower it down. Good. Hold that left knee in. Right leg comes out to the side. Awesome. Let's take it all the way over and sweep up. So we come up and over, coming onto the shin. Stretch the hips forward. Press the shin down. Pull the tailbone long. Draw that lower belly navel in. Go as long as you can and take this top arm up if you choose to stretch the armpit, chest, throat area as well. Let that arm go heavy back. Heavier and heavier and heavier. We're really getting the arms open today. Beautiful. Let's release it down and we'll come onto all fours. So we're going to crisscross and come onto tabletop position, working into cat and cow. So evenly distribute your weight between your wrists and your knees. So walk those knees back a little bit and just start to go from the tailbone. Remember how we do this, right? You tuck the tailbone under and squeeze the belly, and it's like a wave, and it makes its way up to the crown of the head. You separate and dome the shoulder blades. And you go from the base of your spine. That tailbone curls up, and then you start to stretch your chest and throat, and the back of the head goes back, eyes relaxed. From the tail, we come all the way down, squeeze through the belly, shoulder blades separate, push the floor away. From the tail, curl the tailbone up, and then come into that nice reach. Now you're gonna keep cow pose. You're gonna stay in that cow pose. You're gonna lift the chest up and spread, like purposefully pull the shoulders open a little bit more. Breathe in, breathe out. And then you're just gonna turn your head to the right, so your left ear is toward the floor and your right ear is toward the ceiling. Like you're trying to listen to the ceiling with the right ear and listen to the floor with the left ear. Keep the arms strong. Draw that left ear down to the floor. And then bring it back up. Now come into the center and round the back into that cat stretch. Big round. And come into neutral spine. So your spine is neither cat pose nor cow pose. You are sucking the navel in. You're holding it really strong. Lower belly. The sides of the waist are held in. Super strong. Even the armpits here, like if this area is loose where the armpits kind of flare out or this muscle flares out, the elbows roll out. So if you squeeze that muscle in, just hug it in nice and strong, the arm will come in and then you kind of yank it down to the hip. So it's that serratus muscle, and you want to keep it nice and strong as you breathe in, breathe out. Stretch through the chest and turn your head to the left so that your right ear is to the floor, but it's not dropping. And the left ear is turning directly above it to the ceiling. So you're breathing in, breathing out, and then you try to drop the right ear down if you can to get that stretch. Breathe deeply. Beautiful. Come right back into the center. Curl the toes. Take it into downward dog. Remember, you guys, you can do child's pose if you want to, but spread your fingers. Make sure your hands are shoulder width apart. So take a peek at it. Pull your thumbs to each other. Pull your index fingers, thumb, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, stretch wide. Press down into the thumb side of your hand and open your chest. So you're pulling your head and your neck and your spine forward, and your shoulders go down into your back. Activate those muscles in the armpit, so the sides of the body, and pull back into your legs a little bit deeper, you guys. So press your heels back more, sitting bones up high to the sky. hollow out your belly and breathing deeply. So make the buttocks, the deep buttocks muscles strong, navel strong, center of the throat strong. So we always thinking about those body locks, so we try to think about them as much as we can. Now we take that right shin in front of us and stretch it so that the shin comes down right underneath your chest. So make this a nice long stretch here, elongate this bone and this muscle. Make sure the thigh is right on top of it, you're not slanted over to the side. So your sitting bone stretches back to the heel and elongate your back leg. So we're gonna start with the front body, lower belly, and psoas. Your inner thigh of your back leg needs to be long, you guys, and try to look at or feel, maybe you can't see it, your ankle not turn out. So stretch the inside of your ankle, your inner ankle a little bit more so that you are feeling the stretch. I'm just trying to show you. Hopefully at the inside of this left hip all the way down. If your ankle turns, you're gonna miss that opportunity to pull that inner thigh. So left inner thigh right up to the hip. Oops, we're doing it this way, sorry. Right up to the hip and pull that inner thigh groin all the way to the big toe and stretch your belly up, stretch your shoulders wide and pull your head back. Okay, so head and shoulders back, breathing deeply inside a hip opening. Beautiful. Let's release that down and stretch back into the downward dog and get that really nice opening. And if you want to, you can take your right leg up to the sky. You don't have to do it if you're feeling like, yeah, don't want to do it today. You take that right leg up if you're doing it and you fold into the left hip more. Breathe deeply. Bring both legs down. Once again, draw the heels back. Chest is lifted, meaning the head and the chest stretch downward toward the floor and the shoulders go down the back and the elbows get straighter. Hollow out the belly. Let's take that left knee and shin, bring it right in here and get that nice opening here. Again, same deal, shin strong, hip to heel, fingertips down, elongate that back leg. So if you're not thinking about it, your ankle will probably turn out there and you're gonna miss that stretch. So you wanna pull from that inner thigh, stretch it all the way out. It's gonna feel like when you pull it, that your knee and leg comes up off the floor. And right inside the groin here, you're pulling all the way up. That psoas muscle pulls up right to the chest. So you're lifting the stretch all the way to the chest. So right inner thigh pulls back, belly pulls in and up. Let the chest stretch and go back with the head and shoulders if it's good for you. Breathe deeply. Beautiful. All right, let's curl that under and go into downward dog. And again, if you want to lift that left leg straight up to the sky, go for it. Just make sure the shoulders are wide. And you're folding into your right hip. A little bit deeper. All right, so we'll come into extended puppy. Again, continuing the stretch, the shoulders and the chest. Also help us to get a hip stretch. So hips on top of knees. You are stretching here, so your hamstrings move down and the sitting bones move up. The pelvic floor is strong. So that navel is in, everything is strong there. You're reaching forward and extending down. So we're just gonna do 3 breaths here and you're stretching that spaciousness here at the arm. So your upper arm bone pulls away from the outer armpit and the back. And this muscle here, this serratus muscle, is charging down to your hips. So you're pulling the back muscles wide, but pulling those side back muscles toward the hips. Stretching the arms forward. Upper chest is open. Breathe in, breathe out. And we'll come up for a bit, take your right leg out to the side, right? Just kick it out there. Get that nice stretch and take your right arm under the left arm. Reach into the shoulder. Now we're doing an upper back twist, so don't let your belly twist or your hips twist. Keep that nice and strong. And you're gonna turn that arm as far under as you can. Get that right shoulder under the left shoulder and keep the throat open and get your head to come down. And press into the shoulder. Press into the upper arm. Now push back into the shoulder a little bit more. Beautiful. And we'll unwind that And we'll take that forward, bring that leg in, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So left leg goes out to the side. Make sure your knee and hip have the alignment there. Your sitting bone's still open, the belly is strong. Left arm reaches all the way under. Try to get your left shoulder under your right shoulder, but don't twist your belly or your hips. Open your throat and let the head come down. So keep pulling that shoulder through. Keep letting that head come down. Again, you can always use the yoga block. You're working a little deeper into that upper part of your spine, the thoracic part of your spine where it gets pretty stuck. Good. One more nice breath. And release. Good. All right, let's go ahead and let that go. We'll come back into downward dog. So release that all the way back and walk your feet to your hands and come into that spine stretch. So you're gonna hang forward, you guys. You can bend your knees here if you want to. You can grab your elbows. Just roll your shoulders into your back and let your neck extend. So shoulders away from ears, ears away from shoulders. Pull the low belly in, pelvic floor active, throat is strong. And take your arms all the way over to the right side. Keep your feet nice and strong, shins strong. And as you're over to the right side, you're gonna come down into a squat. So this might be a little challenging. If you can't reach the floor, use the yoga blocks. Just do your best to charge down. But your arms can come all the way over to the sides of the legs. Push your hips back. And then come up. And we'll do the same thing over the other side. So sweep the arms over to the other side. Keep the belly nice and strong. And let the head come down, shoulders back, and come down into your squat. You're getting in this kind of like twisted squat. Kind of like a prayer twist. And then release it back into the center. Beautiful. We'll roll the body up into the center, reaching up nice and tall. Grab hold of that right elbow, you guys, and pull the elbow back. So again, you want all this down. You don't want to pop that rib out, and pull the shoulder back and reach it over as far as you can to the left. So you want to try to intensify the stretch at the shoulder and at the triceps. So pull that arm bone back behind you and over to the side. Keep that throat open and just keep breathing in, breathing out. Use a little more muscle to do it. Come up to the center, bring that left elbow back. So grab hold of that left elbow and just pull it back there. There you go. Get that nice stretch. Again, being very mindful not to pop that rib cage out. Keep that settled down so you're getting that authentic stretch at your shoulder, and pull the shoulder over to that right side. Good. And keep moving that elbow back and breathing deeply. Inhale to exhale. Beautiful. Bring the hands right behind the head. Stretch the chest. Now again, thinking about up here, you guys, it's just all too often we commonly close the throat and the upper chest. We just do that because we're doing stuff forward, or because we're like a little nervous about the posture that we're going to do. Sometimes that happens, right? So we lift up, pull the belly in, and we spread the upper chest. And we keep it spread as you fold forward. So you keep that upper chest open, throat open as you come down. And stretching the back of the neck. Breathing deeply. All right, we'll step back into plank position. So we'll come into plank. Keep the upper chest and the throat open. Keep the core strong. Weight distributed to the feet and the hands. Come down to the ground, chest open, chest open. Chest open. We're going to open the arms out to the side, lift the elbows, stretch through the tops of your feet. Inner thighs are stretching, inside seam of your legs are lifting, and pull the upper chest up and throat. So really spread it out. Look to the left and look to the right and draw that left shoulder down to the yoga mat. Keep the chest open, keep turning your head, eyes relaxed. Keep pressing the shoulder down as you come into that stretch. Legs stay active. Rise up and look to the left. Keep the shoulders open, chest open, and draw that right shoulder down. So breathing in, breathing out. Eyes relaxed, forehead soft. Inhale, exhale. Release it back into the center. Bend your knees. So you're going to squeeze your feet in and tip your knees to the left and draw that left shoulder down with the chest open. And you're just going to go all the way. Your feet are going to go to the floor. Shoulder to the floor. Chin turns. And if you can, carefully, without tucking your chin in, draw your head to the floor. Without dropping the head forward. Keep it open. Squeeze into the chest and shoulder a little bit deeper. Now you're just going to slide that left arm out along the floor. Stretch it out. And take that top leg back and top arm open. And open the chest. Now try to go further. Try to stretch that bottom arm a little bit more, that left arm. Maybe rotate your bottom arm, the left one, thumb to the ceiling, like hitchhiker thumb, pinky to the floor. So you're spinning your arms and chest open, both of them. Go a little further. Squeeze your hips and legs, belly and back, and come back into the center. Woohoo. All right, so come into the center, and if your back bothers you and you want to do a child's pose, go right ahead, or just suck the belly in and do a little curl there. Otherwise, reach up again and bend the knees, lift and open the chest, and drop your feet to the right. And as you do that, that right shoulder goes down. So get your feet all the way to the floor. This is also very good for the sacrum and the lower back. So if your feet touch down on one side and they don't touch down on the other side, you know that there's that imbalance we're working on. So you try to touch down. Keep that right shoulder going down. Throat open. Let the head come down. And breathe deeply. Keep breathing in, breathing out. Just keep letting that head come down. Again, you can feel free to use the block or the cushion. Just don't let your chin tuck downward into your belly. And then slide that right arm along the floor. Lift your top leg and lift your top arm. So your top foot goes behind you. Your chest is opening here. And you're breathing deeply. And you're trying to spin open your upper chest. Move that top leg further back, that top knee further back, keeping the throat open. So again, you're turning your thumbs outward, even that right one that's on the floor, and breathe deep. Beautiful. And we'll start to unwind and release that underneath. Good job, you guys. All right, let's come into child's pose. Woo! Be quite a bit for the shoulders. Okay. So we'll get that nice opening into the shoulders and just let the head come down once again. Let your lower back start to widen. So hug that lower belly in and feel your sacrum separate, widen, and elongate your back. So without tipping your pelvis, try to stretch your lower back as long as you can away from the upper back and lift that upper back as long as you can through the crown of the head. So keep extending through the crown of the head as you breathe in and breathe out. All right, when you're ready, we'll rise up and we'll come onto the knees. I'm gonna do our deeper hip openers here. So we're gonna take that right leg out to the side and you're just gonna come into this open position. Now again, you guys, when we're doing the joint opening at the hip, remember, it's a 360-degree joint rotation. So you don't wanna be pushing from the knee or the ankle. You wanna think about rotating at the joint of the hip, not turning your back or anything like that. So draw the belly in, hold that nice and strong so your pelvis is steady. If you want to, you can put your hands on your pelvis and pull your pelvic bones down and you squeeze the glutes up. Now this inner thigh lifts, so you can pull the inner thigh up or you can rest on it. So you can bring your hand in front and slide into this stretch. So you're coming over, this is like side angle stretch, you know what we do on our feet, but we're doing it kneeling. And you just keep lifting this inner thigh and maybe taking this right hip and thrusting it forward so it doesn't roll back by accident. You're welcome to stretch the shoulder a little bit more with arm overhead. I'm just not going to do it right now, but you can do that. But keep the chest and throat open and breathe in and breathe out. Now feel both hips release. Okay, so your pelvis is dropping toward the floor. Sometimes that can feel a little scary if you get to a point where you're like, if I go any further, I might not get back up again, right? So, you be mindful of that. You want to just try to inch your way down and breathe in and breathe out. Good. And then with your leg and core strength, press yourself back up, back up. Now this leg is going to flex and you're going to slide it out a little bit. Doesn't have to go all the way. It's just going to flex out a bit. And then we're going to come, so it's the same thing, don't rotate it forward, just keep that rotated back. But we're going to come forward, and if you want to, so it's going to be like on hands and knees, you can tie this knee out, so you're getting into like a split, right, like a half frog. It's up to you. And you can come down on the forearms and just keep pulling that inner thigh. And you can slide them further away from each other. Okay, that's up to you, how deep you want to go. And just keep trying to release the groins, the hip flexors across the lower belly. Of course, the hamstrings release, inner thighs, outer thighs. So you want to think about all the muscles around the hip joint, trying to, assist the movement where you're trying to go. Now this one, once you get into it a little deeper, you need your hands to get up, of course, so you're going to use your hands and press yourself up, and then use your feet and shins to walk you back in. All right, so that's quite a tricky one. Let's go ahead and try the other side. So we'll take that left foot out to the side. This knee is going to bend. We're opening up through this hip joint. Again, just kind of think about lifting your inner thigh all the way up there. Okay, so get that nice lift, and you can come down, you can rest, however you want to do it. You can use a yoga block. Just keep that sacrum open. Your lower back is wide and your lower back is down. This top arm can go overhead. Again, I'm just not doing it. So but you do want to keep your chest spread. Just notice how often we do that, right? I do it a lot. That I kind of curl my head forward and I close that throat and upper chest, right? It doesn't feel really natural to be like up like this. You feel like you're looking up at the sky. But it's very good for your posture, and it combats that forward bending that we have going on. And it's, again, very healthy for this area, the thyroid and the metabolism. So we do want to keep that nice and open. So keep stretching a little deeper. And see if you can slant into that stretch even more, you guys. Both hips, but keep that external rotation of this hip joint. Don't let it come in or lock in. Now use your core strength to press you up and flex this foot. And just gonna kind of slide it out a little bit, inner thigh strong, just like we did on the other side. You come forward and you walk this knee out a little bit. So you guys can come down on the forearms and keep this inner thigh. So mine's turning, having a mind of its own. But you want to keep that left inner thigh lifted and turning back as you come straight into the center and open up both hips. You're coming forward a little bit more and listening to your breath.